Welcome to Pop the Balloon Speed Dating. I'm your host, Marissa. Let's get to know some singles today. If you like what you see and hear, you will not pop your balloon. However, if you aren't really feeling a connection, you're going to pop your balloon. All right, so we're going to call up our first lady. All right, our first lady up is Stephanie. Welcome, Stephanie.
Hello, hello, hello.
Welcome. All right, Stephanie. So we're just going to jump right in. Okay, the first question I have for you is, what is your age and what do you do for work?
I am 56 and I work at a school assisting young people in class, but I also do acting, singing, and voiceovers.
Awesome, awesome. And in 3 words, describe your ideal partner or significant other.
I would say God-fearing. I would say vibrant and very supportive.
Awesome, awesome. All right, all right. Okay, so right now we have some balloon. We have balloons that are not popped at the moment. So Federico's gonna pop.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, I'm
may I
gonna
ask?
pop.
May I just ask why?
Just an age difference is all.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, all right. Thank you, Federico. So yeah,
I did
guys,
want to
just
pop my balloon as well.
I would like to pop
Okay.
my balloon.
Okay, guys, 1 second. Okay.
I couldn't remember the last. I think that the only 2 that I'd probably leave would be the military gentleman and the last gentleman.
I know it was a lot of talking, but it's kind of hard to go by that because I need. So Joseph is the last one that spoke. So you're saying you would keep his balloon. Military, whoever's military, I don't recall. I'm sorry. If you want to speak up, whoever the military person is, I don't recall. It was just a lot of information.
That's me. I just retired after 20 years.
Oh, Jared. Okay, so Joseph and Jared are the only ones that you would like to keep. Okay, that narrowed it down quite a bit. All right, 1 second, guys. I just have to remove a lot of names. 1 second, guys. If left. So I guess I'll go to Joseph first. Joseph, do you want to ask Stephanie a question to get to know her better?
Sure. I see you're wearing some I think in my original culture they call them Ankara. Where you from? I think it's like African attire. Uh, but I think
Oh,
it's sold out to a lot of the world in general now.
yes, we used to
Where
have
did you find that from?
similarly online. It looked like what we used to call a dashiki. So I like the pattern and stuff, but I'm originally from Florida.
Gotcha.
Oh,
On the world that if I key into would open mental doors for me. So be it being able to enjoy some activities that give light to another human being and see joy in a person's face from just their face lighting up from activities they enjoy. And what I learned from previous relationships, it's to not tie yourself into agendas that are not aligned, really. I'm in Grand Forks, North Dakota. I travel from time to time. I probably Florida is on my knockoff list. Uh, I don't know if I would say that's a strong standing for relationship, but it's something that would be like, oh, if I'm in town, certainly I want us to go out, and I will be in town. Maybe in 3 to 6 months, maybe earlier if there's a real connection. But I would not mind having conversation, not to waste time or anything, but to see how we align. What do you do even? I never asked.
yeah, you weren't here in the beginning. She answered that, but Stephanie, you can answer.
I work at a school right now. I actually work with kids that are functioning lower within their general education class. So I go in the classrooms to help them out, to try and push them forward a bit more. But also I do entertainment on the side as well. Well, I'm not gonna stay on the side because that's the goal, to be a full-time entertainer for singing and acting and television hosting and voiceovers. and
Oh,
speaking.
that's interesting, actually. That's because I do have,
Awesome.
I think there's that side of me that I need to curate and put out in the world digitally. Yeah, the whole tech nerd scene, I think that part of me is sort of done and dusted, and I want to move to another facet of my life where I'm interacting
Mhm.
with more people. And that involves, I mean, I karaoke from time to time. I don't know if I'm
Oh,
excellent at
okay.
it. I think
I
I
said,
could be.
Hey there, I'm Rosella, the founder of the Sweet Surprise Company. We're all about turning sweet connections into unforgettable moments. Whether it's your first date, an anniversary, or you're just ready to surprise your new boo, we transform your hotel, your Airbnb, or your private space with balloons, flowers, decadent sweets, and so much more. We are based in the Portland and Vancouver, Washington area. Follow us on Instagram at The Sweet Surprise Co.
I know you guys were saying the distance thing, but are you guys interested in getting to know each other better? I'll ask Stephanie, are you interested in getting to know Joseph better? If please let me know now, yes or no.
Mhm. I think Joseph would be a cool friend to get to know.
Awesome. Okay.
Mhm.
And Joseph, are you interested in getting to know Stephanie better?
Likewise, it'll be good to have a buddy that, well, a person initially that I converse with, and let's see where it goes from there. But there is that distance, there is that barrier. So I expect you're open to your normal activities, like I'm open, and we see if our worlds collide at some point, collide
Awesome.
positively.
Awesome. Okay, guys. So since you guys are interested in getting to know each other, I'll just call this a match. So yay. We have a match. All
Okay.
right, guys. Thank you for
Mhm.
coming out, guys.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right. So the next lady that we have up is Dakota. Welcome, Dakota.
Hi,
Hi, welcome, welcome. All right, Dakota, we're going to jump right in. May I have your age and what you do for work?
I am 27 years old and I am currently a server at Red Lobster, and I also am an actress on the side.
Awesome. And if you were getting ready for a date, prepping and everything, like what would be on your playlist while you were getting ready? Like what genres would be playing?
Definitely some R&B and hip hop, but I'm not
Awesome.
opposed. I listen to anything.
Awesome. Awesome. And my next question for you is, can you give me like three, like I would say, yeah, give me a few deal breakers. Like what are a few deal breakers for you, like when you're dating someone or if you're in a relationship with someone, like what's some deal breakers that you just can't like you're just not for it.
Bad hygiene, lying of any kind, whether it's big or small. And I'd say just lack of communication.
Awesome, awesome. All right, Dakota. So, the floor is open for you. So I'm just going to ask you, do you have a question for the gentleman so that they can, answer your question so you can get to know them better?
Yeah, so I guess my question would be, where do you guys see yourself in 3 to 5 years?
Awesome. All right. So I'll switch up the order. I'll ask Andre first. Andre, where do you see yourself in, you said 3 to 5 years? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Where do you see yourself in 3 to 5 years? I'll start with Andre.
I'm not quite sure for myself. I would definitely like to see myself independently living on my own. I do have a job that I've worked at for a couple of years that I get more hours than I've had at any other place. So I am thinking of potentially rising up in there to accumulate some more like money. I want to have the ability to be a little bit more financially secure. And I think that in 3 to 5 years, the trajectory that I'm going with that would be something that I would be doing. Yeah.
All right. Lucas.
For me, in 3 to 5 years, probably, I started going to college right around COVID happened. I took a break and I never went back. So I would see myself returning to college and graduating, maybe finding something in that field or seeing what kind of opportunities came from that. That'd be a big goal of mine. Also, I'm 25 and I work at a Pizza Hut. I didn't say that earlier, but I'm a manager at a Pizza Hut right now.
All right. Federico?
Yeah, 3 to 5 years. Hopefully I would be with my person. I've been single for quite a while, and so I guess that was be where I would start. Definitely want to try and own something. I've been renting for a while, and that would be something that's in the future. I'm also 40 years old, and I'm a maintenance technician. I don't know if I said that before, but
All righty.
We're all good. I still plan to be where I'm at now. I've been here honestly 15 years, and I've built a lifestyle here. I'm honestly in Oklahoma. I don't know where anybody else is. And honestly, I hate to say this, but I'm going to pop too, just because of the age. I am 39, and you're beautiful, but
Thank you.
yeah.
Awesome. Jared?
Well, I'm 40 and I retired from the military, so I think I can keep up with you. But yeah, for 3 to 5 years, I got a 10-year plan. I moved back to Michigan to be closer to my family, my mom and my sisters. After being away for so long, it's, I feel like, I owe them some family time. My mom's getting older and I want to be able to help her. But the grand plan is to use my GI Bill, go back to school, and the GI Bill pays like a certain amount of money each month, back up that money, exhaust all of the benefits, take that down payment on a house in Las Vegas. Because I was stationed in Las Vegas for like 6 years. It was the best place I was ever stationed, and got to go back. So I got you that 10-year plan for me. So we go.
Thank you, Jared.
I would like to find my partner and live with her 35 years in my own home.
Awesome. Alex?
Yes. 3 to 5 years. I'm kind of ambitious. I plan on having some land and building a house. In probably about 5 years, I hope to have a few books published. I'm a writer on the side, and I've been working on getting some books published. So that's kind of what I plan to be doing for the next 3 to 5 years, is just getting books published, earning some income, establishing like some land and building a house. Yeah.
Awesome. Chahat?
Yeah, sure. In 3 to 5 years, I would be something like, I want to start something by my own. Like, it not has to be some business, but any kind of innovative idea which I should be working on, like, just side by the work. But that's something something like, something to get good idea on working on that. Yeah.
Awesome. Matthew?
I would say I'm pretty happy at what I'm doing. Right now, I'm a warehouse supervisor. I've been looking into moving up a little bit higher, but my company's so big, it takes a while. But I really am happy with my job. I've already bought my house and everything, so professionally, it's more continuing on the road I'm on.
Awesome. Gurpreet?
I'm
sorry, Gurpreet. Sorry, Gurpreet.
That's fine. So 3 to 5 years, I'm planning on starting a business so that by the time I get retirement, I will be financially stable and spend time with my family.
Awesome. And Chris?
I'd like to find a long-term partner to have family with.
Okay, got it. Gotcha. Okay. All right, Dakota. So for time purposes, we actually have more people here than usual. So for time purposes, I'm actually going to reverse this. I'm just going to ask you, Dakota, which balloons would you like to keep? Because that makes it a little easier, because it's just for time purposes. If you can just, if you remember the names, great. But just let me know, like, which balloons would you like to keep?
I think the only one that I want to keep is Chahat.
Oh, Chahat. Okay, Chahat. Okay. All right. Thank you. Yeah, so it's just a little easier if I do it like that, because there's like more people than usual. 1 second. Chahat, you're going to keep. All right. Okay, Dakota. So do you have a question for Chahat?
I think he said that he is still in India. Do you?
No.
Oh.
Sorry,
No.
Sorry to cut you off. No, I live in New Mexico.
Oh, okay. Do you travel a lot, or are you open to traveling?
So actually, I recently moved over here. I used to live in LA, and so I do travel a lot. That's true. I did cross country twice, and I do travel. And but the right now, like I'm not planning to live in New Mexico long. It's not. It's just because of like the job what I have. It get transferred. So I recently got transferred here. Maybe I'll get transferred somewhere else. So I don't know, but yes, I do travel.
Okay.
Awesome. And Chahat, do you have a question for Dakota?
Yes. I mean, I don't exactly remember, but if you don't mind me asking, like, how old are you? Like, I mean, sorry, I couldn't catch you on earlier.
Oh yeah, you're fine. I'm 27.
Oh, I see. I'm still like 24, and I mean, I kind of wanted to find a partner who's like somewhere in my age or a little younger than me. Just as in like as in convenient, because I might go back to school, and that's like something, yeah. But I wanna like how do I say? I mean, I wanna escape over here before we even like we like get.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's fine.
Okay.
Really
All
like
right. Okay. All right. So we two didn't match today, but it's fine because yet again, the viewers that watch this back, they viewers in your area or in your nearby areas, they're watching this so they can, reach out to you. I would just say, Chahat, just make sure that you're displaying your contact email or your contact social media, because right now the viewers would have no way of contacting you because it's not displayed. All right. So all right. So thank you, Dakota. All right. Thank you, Dakota. Thank you for coming out. We're just going to go to the next lady. All right. The next lady that we have here is Kayla. Welcome, welcome. All right, Kayla. So my questions for you are, what is your age and what do you do for work?
I'm 23 and I'm a server.
Awesome. And what are you currently looking for right now? Like long-term relationship, short-term dating? What are you currently looking for?
I'm looking for just a vibe. I don't know. I'm just looking for a vibe. I
Okay,
mean, if it turns into
awesome.
something, that'd be cool, but I don't, well, I don't.
Awesome. Okay, awesome, awesome. All right, Kayla, let me see if I have any questions for you. Okay, so Kayla, I guess I'll just have you, put a question on the floor, then the gentleman can answer. Do you have a question for the gentleman?
Uh, hmm, no,
Oh,
I
you
don't.
don't?
Mm-mm.
Okay, do you want them, are you fine with them asking you a question or?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. All right, we'll swap the way we do this. Okay. So I'll go to Chris. Chris, do you have a question for Kayla?
Where do
And
you
if
see
not, it's
yourself
okay. Oh, okay, sorry. I was gonna say, and if not, it's okay too.
5 years?
In 5 years. Um, well, hopefully I'm doing more what I'm passionate about, which is acting. And I would love to be an entertainment reporter because I graduated in 2020 no, 2024, and it was in media and entertainment. So just doing more of what I love.
Awesome. Andre, do you have a question for Kayla?
Yeah. What would you describe as an ideal like first meet or date?
First date. Oh my goodness. I don't even know. Oh my gosh. Just a dinner at a nice place with good food, just so you can get to know that person.
Awesome. Let's see. Lucas, do you have a question for Kayla?
Sure. I mean, what are you looking for in a partner? Are you looking for someone who's kind of funny and outgoing, or a little more mysterious and a little more suave? What's like your highlight? What's your preference?
I would say they have to be funny, but they have to be open-minded and just helpful too. Like I want to be with somebody that helps me like grow physically. I think I have a strong like mental mind. Like but physically I kind of need some more help with directions sometimes.
Awesome. Federico?
Yeah, I guess if you
Awesome. Nafio?
What other things do you like to do besides going out to eat?
Well, I'm in Atlanta, and honestly, Georgia is like overhyped. I don't know what there is to do over here. All there is trees and food, so and clubs and bars. So, I mean, I would like to go to a beach, if I was near a beach. But yeah, just go out with friends to like, because I'm like 23, so I go out with friends a lot, or on the weekends from time to time, or I'm just serving. I mean, I like to go to a movie too, so yeah.
Awesome. Let's see. Alex?
Hi. I'm gonna go ahead and pop my balloon as well, just because there's a bit of a distance, and I'm not really looking for anything long distance.
Alrighty. Shahat?
Yes, I'm gonna pop my balloon as well, like just because of the distance and yeah.
All right. Matthew? Matthew A?
I think my question already got asked.
Okay.
I'm gonna pop my balloon just because of the distance and the because of distance. Sorry.
All right. Gurpreet?
Yeah, I wanna pop the balloon because of the age difference.
Age difference. Okay.
All right, so you're 23, post graduation, you're finding out that opportunities don't just flock to you. What's your first? This is a distance thing, right? How willing are you to move towards opportunity with someone who shares, as long as that person shares your vision for the life that you want?
How
Or are you
far
stuck in Atlanta?
how far am I willing to move?
Yes. How willing are you to move towards opportunity with someone also seeking opportunity, as long as you know them and you're aligned in what you want out of the world?
Like if the the person I want is also seeking the same opportunity? Wait, I'm confused. Sorry.
Okay, so you're in Atlanta, right? You're
Yeah.
23. You
Yeah.
talked about finding out that the world doesn't just knock on your door, yielding opportunity to you. How willing are you to move around the United States? As long as you find someone whose agenda matches yours.
Oh, I mean, yeah, if there's a big opportunity, I will probably, try to move and see how far it goes.
Are you mobile yet? I mean, are you free in the world enough to pack up and live where you are, Atlanta, and go to, for example, Los Angeles to pursue your agenda for 3 months, knowing you can come back in 3 months?
Oh, yeah, to okay, if there's an opportunity in California, would I take it?
Yeah, are you able to take it? Those are two different questions. Do you have the structure yet?
Um,
Do you have the
yeah.
structure to
If
move?
it's a really good opportunity, yes.
All right. I think it's done. Okay. So Kayla, it looks like we have 6 gentlemen left. It looks like, if I'm wrong, gentlemen, please let me know. I'm just going to call the names. It looks like we have still in the lineup is Joseph, Nafio, Travis, Lucas, Andre, and Chris. Hopefully that was right. So are there any balloons that you're interested in keeping? If so, please let me know.
I don't know what they look. Where are they?
I mean, I can call the name. I mean, I can just say, let me see, because I can call the names, but it's kind of, yeah.
Just to interject, you can scroll through the video feed on the top to look at all the people. I've kind of been watching everybody. None
Yeah, but it's kind of hard because some people aren't showing their name. But yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, did anyone stick out to you? I don't know. I mean, that's the best way I can ask it, because there's a lot of, yeah.
No, but that's probably a me problem. I'm also very picky. I've never even been in a relationship before. I've only done situationships.
Oh, okay. All right.
If y'all know what situationships are, it's because I like to do a trial a trial before I say this is my boyfriend. Like I like to like, okay, I get to really, I'm a slow burner type of person. So I've never.
Okay. Okay, so there's not really any balloons that come to mind. If not, that's fine. I can just clear it out. Okay, Kayla, that's fine. All right, so we'll just clear that out. All right,
You're
Kayla,
great people though.
yeah, everybody's awesome. Yeah. All right, Kayla. So again, thank you for coming out. And like I keep repeating, literally people from all over the country watch. Someone from your area could be watching. So all is not lost.
Right.
But thank you for coming out, Kayla. Hope you enjoy the rest of your night.
Thank you. You too, Marissa.
Thank you. Thank you. So now I'm just going to go to the next lady. Welcome, Selena. So I'll just ask the same questions. Selena, may I have your age and your occupation?
I am 27 and I'm a cosmetologist.
Awesome. All right, Selena. And what do you do for work? I'm sorry, I asked that
That's
already.
okay.
What do you do? What do you do for fun is what I meant to ask. What do you do for fun?
I have a daughter, so we take lots of adventures. We have 2 dogs and we are always outside. So we like anything outside, whether it's at the water or hiking or just being in our backyard or playing like volleyball.
Awesome. That's fun. Awesome. All right, Selena. So I'm actually going to open the floor up to you. So, Selena, do you have a question for the gentleman and they can just answer? Do you have a question that you would like to ask?
Sure. So I have a daughter, obviously. And so I guess my question is, does anybody have any hesitations about that?
Okay. All right. So I'll go to Gurpreet first. Gurpreet, could you answer her question?
Yeah. I mean, I have a daughter too, but I believe as of now, she said she's 27, so there will be a huge gap between our age. So I wanna, I wanna pop the balloon right now. Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Matthew A, can you answer her question?
I mean, it doesn't scare me. My brother's already married into a family that had existing kids. I'm really not afraid.
All right. Shahat?
Hello. Yes. Actually, like it's maybe due to the age difference, I wanna pop my balloon as well.
Nice to meet you.
Chahat. Okay, Chahat popped. Alex?
No, not intimidated.
Awesome. Okay, that was easy. All right, Nafia?
Not intimidated.
Awesome. Matthew R?
I'm gonna respectfully pop my balloon, just because I want to have kids eventually. But you're amazing and amazing. So wish you the best. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Let me see. Travis?
Kids doesn't bother me. I do not have any kids of my own.
Awesome. Brad?
Yeah, I'd love the opportunity to be a father someday. I don't have any kids of my own, been divorced, but yeah. Also want to pop too because of the age. You're beautiful, but just yeah. Sorry.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Awesome. Federico?
Yeah, I don't have any issue with it. I have 2 daughters myself. They are 15 and one's going to be 13 in August. So I don't know if there would be an age gap between your daughter and mine. So I guess I would pop my balloon. But I love your name and I think you're beautiful.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Lucas?
Not so much with me. I guess I'm not gonna say it's a concern of mine, but I know that guys can be very protective of their daughters. So I would kind of ask if the father is someone who's not really gonna be respectful of you having another partner, or if that's something that's not even an issue.
All right. Lucas, do you want her to answer that question or?
Oh, I mean, if she wants to, yeah.
Oh, okay, it's up to Selena. Selena, do you want to just answer his question really quick?
Sure. So it's always been Bella and I. Her dad actually passed away when she was 2.
I'm really sorry to hear that. I didn't mean any offense by what I said. I don't want to.
No, that's okay. I completely understand.
Thank you.
All right. Andre?
Oh, sorry. No, I don't think it would be a problem for me. Whether or not I would personally have kids of my own is definitely not something that I'm opposed to, but I've always thought about the idea of adopting a child rather than having one of my own. So in some sense, this is in that vein as opposed to having kids of my own. But yeah, I do think that it wouldn't be a problem.
Awesome.
Obviously be married and then decide that with my husband one day.
Sounds reasonable to me.
Yes.
Awesome. All right. And Selena, do you have another question for Alex before we determine if this is a match or not?
Sure, I do. So I have a relationship with Jesus, and that's really big on my end of things. And I just have to ask, do you believe in Jesus and do you have a relationship with him?
Absolutely. I can tell you stories.
Okay, wonderful.
Awesome. Okay. All right. I'm feeling the vibes. All right, Alex, do you have one more question for Selena before we determine if this is a match?
I do. So what state are you located in?
So I am in Texas.
Sweet. I'm in Texas too.
Awesome.
cool.
Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. I'm so excited. It's the first time we're in the same area. Yay. Okay, guys. Sorry, I don't want to interrupt. Awesome. All right. Oh my gosh, guys, you got me so excited because I can see you guys are like vibing. Okay. Selena, do you have one last question for Alex?
I'm like drawing blank now. I mean, Texas is really big. So are you like in the Houston, Dallas, or Austin area?
Kind of in between Houston, and Austin. I'm in College Station.
Okay. Okay. That makes sense. I'm south of Houston.
Oh, okay. That's not too far.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. And okay, Alex, do you have a final question for Selena before we determine if it's a match?
No, I don't have any more questions.
Awesome. All right, guys. So, Selena, is this a match for you? Would you like to get to know Alex better?
Sure. I'd like to get to know him better and see where it leads.
Awesome. And Alex, would you like to get to know Selena better?
Yes, I would.
Yay, we have a match, guys. Yay. Alex, could you because Selena has no way of contacting you at this very second, do you think you could put like an email or a social media
Yes.
at that okay, great. Okay.
So
So you
give
guys
me
can just
give me 1 second.
Yeah, you're good. Yeah, you're good. I'll give you time to do it. I'm going to move on. But yeah, you guys can just, Selena, you can just look at his display name once he edits it. And then you guys can just, start talking. Yay. Thank you guys for coming out. I'm going to move on to the next lady. Thank you guys. Yay, now I can hear you. Okay, great. All right, Tina, welcome back. Let me just pull up the questions for you. May I have your age and what is your occupation?
I am 33 years old and I work at a school as a lunch aide.
Awesome. And let's see. And in 3 words, describe your ideal partner or significant other.
Someone who is understanding, someone who can communicate, and someone who just, wants to get out and not go to clubs or anything, but like get out in nature and go for walks and stuff.
Awesome. All right, Tina. So, do you have a question for the gentleman that they can answer?
Okay. So if we were in a disagreement, how would your form of communication?
Say it again, Tina. Just say it one more time. Ask the question one more time.
If we were in a disagreement, how would your form of communication?
Okay. All right. So the first person I'll go to is Gurpreet.
Yeah. So in case of disagreement, I will say like there are disagreements in every husband wife or every spouse. So, but I will say for every disagreement, it should be resolved before the next morning. And then before the next morning, it should be resolved. And if one person is anger, and the other should take it calmly. That's so. If both get anger, it's never ending game. If both get angry. So if let's say one is angry, came out of the out of work or wherever, he's angry and he's not in mood and he start yelling at somebody, then the other person should react calmly. He should understand that it's not something issue with the spouse, it's something he get from outside, or so that's the way I believe it should be addressed.
All right, thank you.
Matthew A.
Yeah, I think the main thing is just staying patient and listening to each other and understanding where the other person is coming from and just learning how to communicate what the difference is in your whatever's causing that argument, and use communication to come to a resolution.
Okay, thank you.
Nafio.
I have no answer.
Okay. Matthew R. Matthew R., if you're still here.
Oh, hi. Sorry. So I think it's important to listen, empathize, and if there's a disagreement, like understand like what the situation is, and then like figure out ways to solve the problem, but not bring in like a ton of outside help. Like I believe it should be within the relationship, if possible.
All right.
Travis.
What's been said already really has been good. I guess the only thing additional would be like, okay, what did I say that messed up, and what didn't maybe I say clearly, or what came across incorrectly or something of that nature. Perhaps I meant something differently, I guess. And just try to talk it out, communicate more.
All right, thank you.
There, but if it comes down to personal one-on-one, like there's something that needs to get down to it, I think that sometimes our anger about certain things can cloud how we are interacting with other people, and it is very impertinent that you understand that not all situations like that need to be as heightened as that is, and sometimes that heightenedness can make something seem harder to deal with when maybe the solution is a little simpler than that. And if it was approached a little more calmly and directly, there wouldn't be as much conflict with it. So I think it's also understanding the level of engagements and emotion you put in to whatever you are discussing.
Thank you.
Joseph.
I tend not to have serious disagreements. I tend to be very brutally honest with people as I meet them. But I guess if I did have a disagreement, I would want the person to voice directly, considering their biases, the biases that are in their subconscious that they are not even aware of, very clearly. And then I give them space, to sort of reason things out and see if there's any emotion really connecting us. Sort of like, allow the person to bear their real selves, like brutally, honestly. And if something comes up that's a mismatch, I just, I guess I'm sort of numb emotionally, so I let it fester away and break the relationship. Or if it's something miniature, we talk it out. But before it gets to that point, typically I know the person well enough that we see whether we're aligned in intentions and tenets, morals.
Okay, thank you.
And Chris.
No comment.
All righty. So, Tina, out of everything you've heard and seen, which balloons would you like to keep?
Can I ask one more question before?
Okay.
Do you guys mind a woman with children?
Can you repeat it one more time? It kind of cut off, Tina. Sorry.
Do you guys mind a woman with a child?
Mind a woman with children?
Yeah, I think that was the question.
Yeah, I couldn't. Yeah, I couldn't hear it.
And
Okay.
say, I think we answered the last round.
I wasn't able to.
Yeah, she wasn't able to hear it. She left and came back. Okay, so
That
I'll quickly just call your names and you can just do yes or no. Gurpreet.
No.
All right. Matthew A.
No, I'm not afraid.
All right. Nafio.
Not afraid.
Matthew R.
Yes, I was saying yes.
All right. Travis.
No worries with existing children.
Federico.
No, not at all.
Lucas.
I learned my lesson last time, so I won't ask my same question. But I'm not afraid of a girl with children either. It's not an issue with me.
Okay.
Andre.
No, I'm not afraid.
Joseph.
It's a deal breaker for me because of my agendas.
And Chris.
Not afraid.
All right, Tina. So now I'm gonna ask again, which balloons would you like to keep?
How many balloons? 2, 3. Okay, Frederico.
Uh-huh.
Travis.
Say it again, honey.
Travis.
Travis. Uh-huh.
And Lucas.
And Lucas. Okay, awesome. All right, so I'll start with Lucas. Lucas, do you have a question for Tina?
Yeah, actually, you said that you worked at a school, I think, right? So I'm gonna guess you like working with children, or do you kind of hate it actually?
It's like, yeah, and
Hmm.
I like helping people, so me helping the children when they're having a hard day, that
True.
helps me.
Seeing the smile on their face kind of brightens your day.
Yeah.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
Awesome. Federico, do you have a question for Tina?
Yeah, I did, and then I just forgot it.
Okay. All right. Want me to write back to you? I can
Yeah,
wrap
just come
around.
back, please.
Okay.
Breaker for me, just not even just in a relationship, more just with friends or with peers or with anybody I have to meet.
Awesome. And Federico, do you have?
Yeah, mine are pretty simple, honestly. I mean, lies obviously aren't good. Miscommunication or lack of communication are deal breakers for me. If you ghost me, I'll probably ghost you just the same. And I guess hygiene, definitely. You got to take care of at least your smell.
Okay.
All right. So Tina, I'm gonna ask, which balloon would you like to keep? Federico or Lucas? I know. It's boiling down.
I'm gonna have to go with Frederico.
As in you'll keep Federico's balloon?
Yes, I did catch on to the end of the part where he said he had 2 kids, so I also have 2 as well. So
Okay, awesome. Okay. So we have Tina and Federico left. All right. So Federico, do you have a question for Tina before we determine if this is a match?
Sure. I guess, what do you and your kids like to do for fun?
go to the park, simple thing.
How old are your kids? I guess that would be another one of mine.
I have a 9-year-old and I have 7.
Awesome. Okay. All right. And Tina, do you have a question for Federico before we determine if this is a match?
I don't at this moment.
Okay. All right. So I'll go to Federico one more time. Federico, do you have a final question for Tina before we determine?
Yeah, I definitely have a huge faith. That's very important to me. I definitely put that at the top of my list, I guess. So I guess I'm wondering if you're a spiritual person.
I am.
Awesome. All right, so I'm gonna ask Tina, would you like to get to know Federico better? Is it a match for you?
Yes.
Awesome. And Federico, would you like to get to know Tina better?
I live in Minnesota, so we're actually not that far, but unfortunately, I just don't see like a physical connection, and I wouldn't want to waste your time, but I do think you're a great person, and I think that you deserve to find somebody, that you're looking for, I guess.
Right. Okay.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you, Tina, for coming out. And again, viewers watch this back, and there can be someone in your area that's watching this, and they can reach out. So, Tina, again, I would just recommend, adding your social media at or an email, contact email, so that the viewers can reach out to you if they're interested, if someone's in your area and they see this. But thank you, Tina. Do you know how to do that, Tina? Do you just double tap on your name,
All
at
right.
least on the phone? Oh, you know how to do it?
Yep. Thank you.
Okay, great. All right. Thank you, Tina. All right. Awesome. Awesome. So we're just going to move on to our next lady. Our next lady up is Natasha. Natasha, are you still with us?
I am.
Awesome. All right, Natasha. So my first two questions for you are, what is your age and what do you do for work?
I am 24 and I'm a substitute teacher.
Awesome. And if you were getting ready, to go on a date, what would be on your playlist? Like what would be playing? What would be like some genres or artists that would be playing on your playlist?
Just like the hype up music like Taylor Swift or Lizzo or just something to get me hyped up or in the mood.
Awesome. Okay, all right. Okay, Natasha. So yeah, would you like to ask the gentleman a question? Would you like to put a question on the floor? Then I can just, call their names and see what their answers are.
What are your core values as a person? Like what do you look for in a partner that has to align with your values?
Awesome. So I will start with Gurpreet, if you could answer her question.
Uh, I want to pop the balloon because of the age difference, but I don't want to, waste the time online. But
Oh, okay.
but if
Okay.
yeah.
No problem. Matthew A.
Well, my values are, I go to church and I believe in Jesus, and that's a really big deal for me. Also, like, I really don't drink, I really don't smoke. So when people with a lot of vices, I just don't feel like it clicks. And also a positive attitude, because once you get negative, you defeat yourself. So just the ability to have a positive attitude even when things are going bad.
Awesome. Nifia.
I would like to pop my balloon.
All right. Matthew R.
I believe that important values, in a partner is family oriented. I have a strong relationship with my family. Treats people with compassion. Selfless. They're grounded. They're centered. I am spiritual. I was raised Jewish, so I do go to temple, but I am accepting of other religions and faiths. So open minded, and yeah. Hardworking.
Awesome. Travis.
Oh, core values. I'm pretty easygoing, but I guess I'm not into the smoking scene in any fashion or excessive drinking. Um, Other than that, pretty easygoing personality between people.
Helping people transition from their current selves to their better selves as best as you can, or as best as you understand too. I think that's a very important thing that everybody should seek out in the world. And I think that with that, it's just that general love your neighbor as yourself tenet, moral. I think that's the underlying trait that I would seek out in everybody. And everybody should seek that out, truly through friendship first and then relationships.
Awesome. Chris. Again, Chris, if you're still here.
I would like to pop the balloon.
Okay. Alrighty, Natasha. So I'll just give you the names of everyone that we still have standing. We have Matthew A, Matthew R, Travis, Lucas, Andre, and Joseph. So Natasha, out of all the, the balloons that are still here, which balloons would you like to keep?
Matthew R and Lucas.
And Lucas. All right, awesome. All right, so I will go to Lucas. Lucas, do you have a question for Natasha to get to know her better?
Sure, I guess it's my turn to ask this one, but maybe approximately like where are you located? I guess for me, I'm located here in Southern California. I'm not exactly in a position to move out of state or even travel out of state within the next few months. And so long distance isn't something I've done long distance before with previous girlfriends, and I've always kind of felt like that's not the best way to start a relationship. I think if a relationship forms into that, it works, but at the beginning of a relationship, you really need some kind of physical connection. So that's why I'm asking that.
Yeah, I live in Iowa, so like the Midwest.
Okay. All right. And Matthew R, do you have a question for Natasha?
Respectfully, I'm gonna pop my balloon just because of the distance. Being in Arizona, my dad and family, I'm just not in a position to really move right now. But I think you are an amazing person, and I'm wishing you all the best. And really, thank you for the opportunity and time.
Thank you. You too.
All right. All right. So, Natasha, so we didn't get a match for you today. However, like I said, the viewers that are watching this, your contact information is shown. So that's perfect. Viewers, viewers can reach out to you and just contact you and, get to know you. So it's not all, everything's not lost today. So yeah, thank you, Natasha, for coming out. So we're
Thank
just going to
you.
go. Thank you. So we're just going to go to our next lady. All right, Jenny, welcome, welcome. Thank you for still being here. This is a longer show than the usual. Usually it would end like now, but for some reason, a lot of people signed up for this one. I don't know why, but I'm thankful. All right. Okay. So my first two questions for you, Jenny, are may I have your age and what do you do for a living?
I am 38 years old and I work from home right now doing HR.
Awesome. And what are you currently looking for? New friends, to date, a long-term relationship? What are you currently looking for?
Sure. So I'm currently looking for a long-term relationship. I'm not really interested in something that's casual by any means. That's not really my thing at all.
Awesome. All right, Jenny. So, do you have a question for the gentleman so you can get to know them better? Do you have a question that you would like to put on the floor?
Sure. So I am kind of curious. It's kind of like a silly question. That's all right. I'm curious if you could be a character from a children's book for a whole day. Who would that be and why?
Oh, that's fun. I like that question. Okay. Gurpreet, could you answer her question?
Yeah, I like that question because my little one, my daughter, I have a 5-year-old, and whenever she watch Tom and Jerry, she pretend to be like Tom and she want me to be like Jerry. So and I have to watch all the episode, maybe like 4 or 5 hours. Even if they are keep repeating it, I have to watch them, and I have to pretend like I am a Jerry. So I mean, I usually do it for 2 3 hours, but I can't do all day. That's the that's how it is. Yeah, but
Mhm.
I really love to spend watching cartoons with my daughter. Yeah.
Awesome.
Awesome. Matthew A.
That's a pretty funny question. I would say Phineas from Phineas and Ferb because goodness, they're so positive and happy all the time.
Awesome. Nafio.
Beavis and Butthead.
Awesome. Matthew R.
So I sometimes like to do voice impersonations, but I grew up watching SpongeBob, so I would totally be SpongeBob SquarePants because that's sometimes what like my job, with the public, like just being positive, putting a smile on face, and I just love, I'm ready, let's go jolly fishing, Patrick.
Awesome. Travis.
Children's books can cover a lot. I'm just going to go with Optimus Prime. yeah, he was just a cool.
Awesome. Federico?
I'm more like, because I work, full time, and sometimes I'll get off work and I'll be like, you know what, I'm gonna go to this event, and I hadn't planned on it or anything. So I guess not large scale spontaneous necessarily, but kind of like local events spontaneous, in that sense. And then you said planned event. Um, I really enjoy kind of like going on like road trips, like going on vacation for me growing up has always been, everybody gets in the car together and we got the cooler going and we drive and entertain each other the whole way to wherever we're headed. Um, so that's kind of how like I guess like planned kind of things for me work for trips, I guess.
Awesome. And Jenny, do you have another question for Travis?
I'm curious too on, I guess, because everybody kind of typically asks the question of like, what's the typical Friday night or typical Saturday, but what's like a typical Sunday for you?
Typical Sunday. Um, Not necessarily going to church. I don't go to church frequently or very often, a couple times a year. Um, Probably would end up with some family, whether that be a cousin or my mother, and probably kind of a road trip returning home on a Sunday to get ready for the whatever the rest of the week is like.
Awesome. All right, guys. So Jenny and Travis. All right. Do you either of you have a final question for each other before we determine if this is a match? I'll go to Jenny. I'll ask you again. Do you have a final question for Travis?
I think on your initial introduction, you mentioned you also work from home right now for, I got kind of confused at what it was exactly. If you could explain that again, what you do.
I take care of computer stuff for animal hospitals. So it's the computers in the building that they use to uh, do x-rays on animals or, cash them out, run their invoice or whatever that is. Yeah.
All right. And Travis, do you have a final question for Jenny before we determine?
I was curious about the Sunday thing, but also speaking of road trips, I was wondering where you're located state-wise, perhaps.
State-wise, sure. So, I'm located in Iowa.
All right. All right. So I guess I'll ask, Jenny, is it a match for you? Would you like to get to know Travis better?
I'd say I have more questions, I guess, that
I know, I
I'd like to
know.
ask because we didn't get that much time
Yeah,
here. So I'd say, yeah, I'd like to have the opportunity to ask
to
him some
get
more
to know better.
questions. Yes, absolutely.
Awesome.
Mhm.
Awesome. And Travis, would you like to get to know Jenny better? Awesome. Okay, guys. All right. So we have a match. Okay. Hey, Jenny and Travis. So you guys, both of you guys have your display information, your contact information, and your display name. So awesome. All right, guys. So awesome. Thank you for coming out. We have a match. Awesome, guys. Have a good night. I'm just gonna move on to the next lady. Okay, Andrea. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're almost done, everyone. All right, Andrea, welcome. All right. So my first question, the first two questions that I have for you are, what is your age and what is your occupation? What do you do for a living?
I am 44 years old and I'm a financial controller and entrepreneur.
Awesome. And what do you do for fun?
Ooh, depends on the day. I'm a dog mom, so I do a lot of road tripping and exploring with my dog. Hiking is a big one for us, and she's actually snoring. I hope you don't hear her.
Okay, awesome. Awesome. All right, Andrea. So, do you have a question that you would like to put on the floor for the remaining gentlemen? Do you have a question for them that you would like for them to answer?
I do. If you could travel anywhere in the world, where would it be and why?
Awesome. Okay. All right. So I'll switch up the order and I will go to Chris. Chris, could you answer her question? Andrea's question?
I don't know yet.
All right. Joseph?
Okay. Honestly, I'll make it quick. There used to be globes that you could spin and then you just put your finger down and it stops it somewhere. I like that randomness, but if I could choose a place, it would be the bottom of the Vatican where they have vaults with artifacts, document style artifacts that date back to perhaps like the 600th century, maybe like 500, like, I mean, we're in 2025, like 500. Because these guys apparently have the constant intention of humanity over time has been to control the other, one way or the other, either through religion or separation by trait, color, height, whatever it is. And there are documents that show the intention of human beings all through the ages with attachment to religion in those vaults. And I guess I don't know how many how many years does it take to ordain a pope, but that person has access to that. So essentially they have the consciousness of humanity through the ages accessible to them. I would like to go there and just consume that information. So the bottom of the Vatican vaults, Rome.
Awesome. Andre?
It really is a tough question because there's so many places in the world. The places that I haven't been to that I would probably love. One place that I think is probably core to me that I've never been to is Puerto Rico. I am half Puerto Rican. My mother is full-born Puerto Rican.
I read about in the Bible and really get to see the world the way the world was back then, so to speak.
Awesome. And Gurpreet?
I like to go to Scotland because the mountains and the sheep's grazing over there. I was actually there for a couple of years, and I really love it. The greenery and the nature, the water springs and the castles you have to, they're really good. So I really want to go back and explore as much as I can.
Awesome. All right, Andrea. So you've heard the gentleman's responses. So I'm just going to ask you, are there any balloons that you would like to keep at this moment?
Yes, actually. Joseph, and it says Music Man, but I'm assuming it's Matt.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. Can you repeat it again? I'm having a hard time hearing you. Say it again.
Music Matt. I don't recall his name.
Music
Oh,
Matt.
Matthew Rose. Yeah.
Oh, well, Matthew R. Oh, okay.
I just put
Okay. All right. Matthew R. and who else?
Joseph.
And Joseph. Awesome. Okay. All right, Matthew R. and Joseph. So I will go to Joseph. Joseph, do you have a question for Andrea?
Oh yeah, I do. So in this, I was gonna say state of your being, like state of your being as a living being. But let's say in this stage of your life, like what if you could put it in 3 words, 2 words, what do you seek out from the world? Is it companionship? Is it opening up doors of what I say passion? What do you want out of the world in relation to a co-experiencer of the world?
Good question. I'm seeking, and I want to hopefully find a life partner. I want to do life with someone, and I'm missing that. So that's what I'm looking for. Whatever that looks like for either of us, that's what I'm looking for. To be a support system to each other and live life together and enjoy the good and support each other.
Yeah, let me make it. I want to ask more questions, but there's someone else. Have you had that before?
I have.
And what happened?
Well, that's a long story. I don't know if we have enough time.
Okay. I guess that answers it for me. And what state are you in?
I'm in North Carolina.
And
All
what's
right.
life like for you out there? Last question.
Okay,
What's
yeah,
the
yeah.
what's the so you go to work, you go home. If you're not in those two places, what are you doing?
If I'm not in those two places, I'm outside. I'm outside. I'm traveling. I'm
Restaurants,
exploring.
gotcha.
Occasionally restaurants. I'm originally
Needs based off of the nature of their spirit. The nature of their spirit is like, their what they have experienced and how it made them change as a person. That could be biases, that could be insecurities, like this person, if I related with 100 other people this same way, it would not be an issue. But with this person, I need to refine myself to match them because these are the experiences that they've had. And then the third thing would be brutal or kindness. That would be great, actually. I like people that are actually just like pleasant, kind uh, people because in the end, like if you divide the human being into the carnal, the fleshy, human, earthly, animalistic being, and high, the higher self, like the spiritual or opting for good, opting to better itself part, those two exist, they coexist constantly, like yin and yang, black and white, good and evil within every being. So the ability for someone to recognize that in themselves and say, this is the limitation of my will to be good, even though I am kind, it makes me feel like the relationship can continue eternally. There are relationships that transcend like the human plane. And those relationships, they tend to be because I know my failures as a human being, my dirty animalistic self, and you know yours. These are the interactions that we have. And even though I give you a smile, inside there's some voice telling me that, what was that? And then the truth happens when you have those kind of relationships. The truth is laid bare. That means, every time, even though you love someone or whatever attraction, whatever it is, every time that wanes for a bit because someone acts a certain way or looks a certain way in the morning, then you bring them in and you say, hey, we're cool, we're friends first before any romantic stuff. But what you did or what I saw, it made me feel this way. Just brutal honesty. And I think, that brutal honesty with kindness, I think is the recipe for a great relationship. Because in the end, you're fighting against not your higher spiritual self, you're fighting against your carnal, human, fleshy, subconscious that says nasty things like, oh, he's great, but yeah, look at him. Like, it's like just horrible things. We all have that dark side in us. And whoever can voice it out with kindness allows the relationship foster in truth. So those are the three things.
Awesome. Matthew R.
So I kind of going on the point and previous guest made in regards to the animal and the spiritual soul, it's really being able to have that honesty and that centeredness within oneself. So if we're centered and balanced, basically, like we're able to be who we are genuinely into the universe. I do a lot of yoga, and I think being centered and grounded and being able to understand others for like the things that they've been through, but like love them for who they are, because we tend to make a lot of judgments in this world. We tend to look at appearances, and we tend to make sometimes false, like your previous guest was saying, like accusations, because we're fighting both the animal and the godly soul. So really having that centeredness, honesty within oneself, someone that's goal oriented, like she mentioned,
starting working from home with the businesses. I work in hotels, and I have goals to be work in upper management, maybe someday even start maybe even look into the hotels, and maybe being a like travel consultant in the sales realm of hotels, because it's something like I really enjoy. So really, if we can work towards like goals, whether it's career, personal goals, things, and being able to understand and effective communication. So we're able to understand like how to disagree in a healthy way instead of attacking, each other for the disagreements. We learn how to balance that, in a compassionate way, and we listen to each other. So really listening, but goal driven, family oriented too is a big one for me, because I'm an only child. I have a close family. I'm close with. They live all in different parts of the country, which is I want to travel more, even in the short term, to visit them. They live like all over the country. I'm here in Phoenix, Arizona, but it's beautiful, and so those are the things that I'm looking for in a relationship.
Awesome. All right, Andrea. So I'm gonna turn the floor over to you. So you heard the responses. So which balloon are you keeping? Are you gonna keep both? Are you gonna keep one, or are you gonna pop both?
I can keep both.
No. Are you gonna keep one, or are you gonna pop both?
I know. I'm sorry, Marissa.
Yeah.
I am going to keep Joseph.
Awesome. Okay. All right. All right. So let me see. So I'll ask you guys can ask each other like one final question. So Joseph, I'll go to you. Do you have a final question for Andrea before we determine if this is a match or not?
Okay, where am I in my life? I've been slowed down a lot, by different agendas that I have. I'm 29. I'm an engineer. I've been an engineer for about 6 years, thereabout, in different continents. Some earning in the dollar, some earning in currencies that, going back home, were crappy converted to the dollar, right? But still learning at the world scale. I'm a creative person. I sort of like the company I'm launching, I had the name for it when I was 13 years old, and now there are like 3 of them that I'm putting out. And maybe I will go remote too. I'm like electrical, software, mechanical, AI, like I sort of do it all, but you're remote, which is a great thing. That's good. I should be looking to move into that. I need to pick up a few more pieces of information at the plant. I work in plants. I've been working in plants for like 7 years. So you have freedom in the world to visit. You're in North Carolina. I guess we could potentially plan like a city and we go there, that kind of thing. Or I guess I could come to North Carolina, because the reality of things is, you could have all these interactions, but if people are not financially able to intersect in the realms of the world, in the rivers of time, then, nothing really happens. I guess I guess I'm 29 and I'm the younger guy, but there's like it's the fair numbers I believe in are like 70-30.
I'm so sorry, Joseph. I'm not trying to be rude, but we have to kind of wrap things up. So do you have a question, like a direct question for her, or?
The question is, for intersections to happen in the real world, it would be 70-30. I would be 70, you would be 30. And agendas have to be sort of beneficial for both, which I always make happen. So I think that's it. It's not a question, it's a statement. That's it.
All right. Andrea, do you have a final question for Joseph before we determine if this is a match?
Yes. Can you clarify the 70-30? Is that the 70 you're giving or taking, or?
The 70 I'm giving in enablement of that intersection in the real world, I guess I would sort of enable 70% of it. So that's 70% out of me. That's like the balance. And I say that because I don't even know what relationships are anymore. You know, I don't even know. I don't actually know. So I guess that's the balance of, you know, energy required for the beings to intersect. It would be nice if someone can carry the 30.
All right, so I'm just gonna ask, so Andrea, are you interested in getting to know Joseph better? Yes or no?
I'm going to say no.
Okay, may I ask why?
Yes, that 70-30, I'm afraid that I would give more than you actually want. And in relationships, it's not always 50-50. You know, it goes up and down. And I have experience with that. And that's why.
Okay, gotcha. All right, well,
That
thank you,
shouldn't be a
and
no then. I was just watching to make sure my budget as a 29-year-old isn't completely expended. So if you're, I mean, like, it's like, oh, okay, I like this girl. How do I meet this girl? How do we make sure we meet? I mean, I don't know what realms you're in, but if I'm spending the money that I'm spending on my startup, if I can delegate like some money to travel and meet for a month, and someone meets 30% of that, it makes me feel great. So if you exceed that, that's even better. I'm just making sure I'm not ruining my agenda in the place that I am in the world now. That's it. But you choose.
Okay, Andrea, do you still, stand by your decision, or do you want to just checking in?
I think I will connect with you, Joseph. I'll reach out to you and we'll chat more.
Okay, so is it a match or is it a unofficial match?
Match.
Oh, it's a match. Okay, great. Okay, Joseph and Andrea. Okay, great. It's a match. Okay, Joseph, it worked. The campaigning worked. Awesome. All right. So yes, so let me see. Joseph, I can see Andrea's on information. Joseph, just make sure that your display name, your display information has your contact information so that Andrea, can reach out to you. All right.
Gotcha.
So we have it.
I took
Sorry.
a Gmail, I'll email her. That's it. Let me not take up
Oh,
space.
gotcha. Okay. Awesome. Okay. Well, awesome. Well, we have a match. So congrats, guys. Hopefully you guys can get to know each other better. Thank you for coming out. Awesome. All right, guys, have a good night. All right. So we have 2 more ladies left. All right. So the next lady up is Queen. Queen, if you're here, please let me know.
Hello, I'm here.
Hi, Queen. Yeah, I know it's been a long night. Thank you for still being here. This is way longer than the usual. Thank you. We're almost done.
You're welcome.
All right, Queen. Welcome. So may I have your age and your occupation?
Yes, I am 30 years old and I'm an embryologist.
Awesome. And in 3 words, describe your ideal partner or significant other.
Someone who's ambitious, caring, and a leader.
Awesome. Okay, awesome, Queen. Okay, Queen. So do you have a question that you would like to put on the floor for the gentlemen so that you can get to know them better?
Sure. I guess it's kind of 2 questions. Are you allergic to cats? And if we were like at a place or a restaurant and there's a spider, are we both running or are you killing it?
Awesome. All right, I'll start with Chris. Chris, if you could answer her questions.
Well, answer the second question, I'd probably try to, how would I put it? I'm not much of a killing of insects because spiders actually help the environment. And I'm not allergic to cats.
Awesome. All right. Andre?
I used to be allergic to cats as a child, but I grew out of that as an adult, so I'm no longer allergic. I actually own a cat of my own at the moment that it was a stray cat that I adopted earlier in the year. So it's my first.
Now I just moved here from Houston, like in November. So I'm a Southern girl. What do I like to do for fun? I like the beach. I just started going to the gym. I like going to the gym. I like to cook. I like to groom dogs. I like to try new food, new restaurants, and I like to go hiking, nature stuff, things like that. I like to do a lot, like anything. So.
Awesome. All right, Matthew R.
I'm trying to think. Oh, what are some goals? What are 3 goals where you see yourself, like short term, medium term, and long term in the next 3 to 5 years?
So I'm a little bit of a like entrepreneur. So I have a lot of business ideas. So I definitely want to start a couple of those business ideas. I'm an embryologist, so just becoming a senior embryologist in the next couple of years to kind of fund my businesses. And was that it?
All right.
Oh yeah, the goals. Yep. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. And Nafia.
Do you like to go fishing?
Yeah, I do like to go fishing. I don't go fishing often, but I used to go when I was younger, and I do enjoy it. It's very peaceful to me.
Awesome. Okay, so Queen. So I'll leave it up to you. So we have 3 balloons at this point. So would you like to ask the gentleman another question, or would you like to pop another balloon instead?
I'll ask one more question.
Okay, great.
I said like I'm an entrepreneur, so if I was to present to you that I had an idea of some businesses, like how would you support me in that?
Awesome. All right, so I'll go to Nafio. Nafio, if you could answer her question.
I would support you 100%.
Okay, how?
Be beside your side.
Okay.
Awesome. Matthew R.
I would try to offer different ideas about the proposals that you have and kind of listen and figure out where we can go to support the businesses to grow them, whether it be financially or emotionally, to get the ground running.
Okay. Awesome. Federico.
Yeah, I would definitely support you in any business that you had, I guess. I do believe that God gives you ideas and it's specifically for you. So if, even if I don't agree with it or if I don't see it, I would definitely try and see it for you.
Awesome. All right, Queen. So you've heard the answers. So which I'm gonna ask you to pop 2 balloons. Which 2 balloons are you popping?
All 3 of y'all look good. It's just I know the distance thing, So I think I'm just gonna go with the best answers, which was I think Matt.
Oh, Matthew R. Okay, great. Okay. Okay, awesome. All right. All right. So I'll turn the floor over to Matthew R. again. Matthew R., do you have another question for Queen?
So what I was curious, like to learn what kind of businesses are you looking into to start up?
I have like 4 or 5.
Oh wow.
Some are kind of like something that would be immediate, that's kind of quick to do, but I started like a dog grooming business just on my own time. So that would be something I could jump into quickly. A cleaning business, not me cleaning, but other people cleaning for me. Sorry. Food prep, and I have a lot of ideas.
Oh wow.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. And Queen, do you have another question for Matthew R?
Did you say you have kids?
No, I don't have any kids.
Okay.
Do you have kids?
No.
Okay.
That's it. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, guys. So, if I'm just gonna ask again. So, do either of you have a final question for each other before we determine if this is a match? Matthew R. or Queen, you could just throw questions at each other. One more round of questions, if you have any.
Just where do you live again?
I live in Phoenix, Arizona.
Okay. My friend just moved from there, but I don't know. It is far.
Yeah.
Are you? Well, my question to you would be like, what? Like, would you like consider relocating, or how? I know, like you mentioned the businesses and stuff.
Yeah,
So.
I just moved here. I don't like it. It's boring. So yeah, I will be moving. Like yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm born and raised
Awesome.
in Phoenix, so wow. Okay.
Awesome. Okay. And Matthew R., do you have a final question for Queen before we determine?
I'm just curious to learn where's a fun place, a favorite place you've traveled to recently.
I don't take a lot of vacations. I'm planning on taking a vacation to some kind of Asian country because my brother lives in Australia. But the last place I went was a cruise.
Wow, awesome.
Awesome. All right, guys. So my final question is, is it a match? So Queen, would you like to get to know Matthew R. more? Yes or no?
Sure, I'll talk to him.
Awesome. And Matthew R., would you like to get to know Queen better?
I would, yes.
Yay, we have a match, guys. Awesome, guys. Awesome. Okay. So, like I've been saying all show long, just, look at each other's display names and, take down each other's information and start talking, getting to know each other.
Okay, great.
Awesome.
Yay.
Yay, guys. You matched. Yay. But thanks for coming out, guys. We're going to go to our our last lady. Hopefully she's still here. Corey, are you still here?
I'm here.
Yay, Corey. Yes. Last but not least. Yes, you're here. Okay, Corey. You're the final lady. All right, Corey. So I will start with just, 2 questions. May I have your age and what you do for work?
I am 47 and I am a special education teacher.
Awesome. And if you were, getting ready to go on a date, what would be on your playlist? Like, what would be playing? What sort of genres or artists would be playing on your playlist?
Lately, it's reggae hip hop with some rock in there.
Fun. Awesome. All right, Corey. So, Corey, do you have a question that you would like to put on the floor for the remaining gentlemen?
Sure. What is an important part of your lifestyle and where do you live?
Awesome.
As far as the question goes, I live in Southern California, and I think important part of my lifestyle is just trying to stay connected to people that are local to me. I have a small amount of like close friends, that I know for a while, and so I do try to at least make some time to either drop a text or something like that. And I can't say I can stay consistent with that with everybody I know. I try my best to try to stay in contact, but that is something that's part of me that I at least try to make a day out of the week to go see a friend for a couple hours or just drop a text or something like that.
Awesome. Lucas?
I'm actually so sorry. Can you repeat the question a little bit? I think I wasn't understanding it.
What's an important part of your lifestyle? And then where do you live?
Oh, okay. I did answer that one earlier. I'm from Southern California here. An important part of my lifestyle. I don't know. I guess just being casual. Like I said, I'm just, right now I live with some friends. I don't have a lot of things set up. I don't want to make it sound like I'm a deadbeat. I just don't have a lot of not ambition, but
Thank you. Awesome.
Like the last
I can hear the awesome in you, bro.
Thank you. Look at my hype man, number one hype man. Yeah, no, I'm just want somebody kind of like wants to be around me and like who values friendship, who values compassion, values compatibility. Something that like I don't want somebody who kind of feels like I never feel awkward. I never feel like I'm out of place anywhere I go. So I would want somebody who like kind of shares that with me. Someone who I could take anywhere, maybe like a club or maybe a shooting range, maybe a basketball game. Really just anything. Someone who doesn't really feel out of the moment, out of the element anywhere they are.
Awesome. Federico?
Yeah, I said it earlier, but I'm in Minnesota, and I guess for me, faith would be a big one, and then time together. I exercise, that's about the only thing that's like essential to me throughout the day. But other than that, I would definitely put time as an important factor.
Awesome. Nafio?
I would like to pop my balloon.
All right. May I ask why?
Just I can't answer.
All right. Matthew A.
I would also say faith is a big part of me, as well as just keeping everything peaceful and calm and positive. Because I deal with enough stress at work, but that's it. That's kind of it.
Awesome. A couple more questions out there, and then we'll determine. You guys can just do it.
I'd just like to make a statement. I think you're a wonderful person, and I'd definitely like to get to know you more. I know the distance is kind of an issue, but just I liked a lot of things that you said, and that's about it.
Okay, awesome. And Corey, do you have another question for Federico before we determine?
I don't think so. I would like to get to know you better and maybe not in front of a bunch of people.
Right, exactly.
Corey, is it a match for you? Would you like to get to know Federico better?
It's a match.
Awesome. And Federico, would you like to get to know Corey better?
Yes, it's a match.
Awesome, guys. Okay, we have a match. Awesome, guys. So, make sure to look at each other's displays and exchange information. Awesome. And thank you everyone for coming out. This was definitely a longer show than the usual, but thank you for coming out. All right. So I'm just going to end it out, guys. So thank you everyone for coming out. I enjoyed speaking with you, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the future.